Hello, everyone. I hope you're good. It's been a while, and yeah, welcome to a new episode of my messy voice notes. And today, I just wanted to talk about Tyla's new album, APOP, and how I feel about what she is doing and what she has to offer. And I listened to the album once, right? I listened to the album once. A few songs that are on repeat is obviously Fairy Tale featuring Liquid Deep. And just to talk about the overall pop genre that she is saying, African pop, as she titled the album, and what I think. The album how many tracks? Has 14 tracks. The most famous ones are Chanel, of course. Is It Love? I love that song as well. Um, which other one am I familiar with? She Did It Again. And I love Hot Tubs. I love Hot Tubs. I love that she featured Babala M and Umahu, our local queens of Amapiano. I love that. Out of the two, I love that I Don't Care with Babala M. Is such a beautiful track. I feel like Babala M, I don't know how to explain her flair in music and how just it's like listening to water, it's like listening to not to God, but it's like being in heaven and just listening to sound of water. Her music and her sound, it just flows through. And I see, who's the guy? Who's her boyfriend? Oh my God, yeah, embarrassing. Like his sound as well. Oh my God, what's his name? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kevin Momo, something like that. Yeah, he has a great sound, for when you want to zone out. I love his sound, and I know that Tyla. I think she's worked with him before, but they were all just Amapiano new kids on the block a while ago. Now they're all established, including Umahu. I love how she will always stay true to her sound. The lyrics using isiZulu, I love that as well. Just the overall album to me. Okay, my favorite track out of all the songs. Yes, I said Fairy Tale, but then I remembered I love I Don't Care featuring Babala M. That's my favorite track out of the whole album. Now, as someone who follows pop music, as someone who listens to your Beyonce's, your Rihanna's, your Sierra's, your Victoria Monet. I listen to locally. I listen to Mahu. I listen to just older generation kind of music. I'm not really into piano. Yes, I will know the popular songs and all of that, but I'm a millennial, and I'm from that era where we would look forward to music dropping and just I've listened to so much pop, I've listened to so much local pop as well. From your Jamalis to your anything that is popular, even our dance music, as she featured Liquid Deep. It's what this guys? It's DJ Kent. It's what's the Lady Zama. It's just I listen to a lot of music, a lot of popular music, and it's something that I love. I even listen to the radio. That's just to give you an outline of not experience, but just how I consume music. So getting back to Tyla, she says she's incorporating or doing her own genre. Do I think it's appropriate at this point in her career? I still think it was a bit early to do that. I feel like she should have just did her sound and not announced it as a genre. I feel that even her first album to me felt a bit rushed. I feel like her approach to music isn't structured, but obviously I'm a structured person. She's probably not, because I see that she always gives this energy of, oh, South Africa, we're always partying. I don't think so. Personally, I'm like, oh, girl. But because of the type of music that we have that is dominating in South Africa, your dance, your house, your amapiano currently now, amapiano is not all dance, but I guess it's where and how she grew up. She grew up in Jersey. I grew up in Durban, so Durban is not always Ikom. Ikom in Durban, yes, there's areas that have that influence, but I like how she balanced the album also with R&B and actual pop. The Chanel song, when you listen to Chanel, then you listen to I Don't Care. I feel like it's like a melting pot of different things, and it was thrown together, right? And I know a lot of South Africans are just happy that Tyla's there, and I'm also happy for her. But for me, I feel like, how old is she now? 24. I feel like at 24, um, or not at 24, like maybe for a second album, it needed to have one single theme so that we know that when a song is playing, it's Tyla, right? We still need to or need her to cement whichever lane she picks. Like for me, when I heard Chanel, I thought, okay, this is Tyla and this is pop. So now when you hear the whole album, it's like, okay. I also didn't necessarily appreciate how she redid Look at Deep Fairy Tale. I feel like she just took it and slapped it together and just said, okay, featuring them. I feel like she could have done an acoustic version of it, or could have done an R&B sound of it, but not take the song as it is and then just sing it. Like I listened to the original track by Look at Deep, and like it's literally the same thing, and she just sang over it. So this is my critique of the album. But obviously, I'm going to listen to it again. Sometimes I listen to an album for the first time and I'm just confused. But I really loved her first album, Tyla. I loved that. I wish she maximized on that. With this one, I feel like because Tyla is trying to be this global African pop star, I feel like it was done inversely, or I don't know how to say, but what should have happened, I feel, is she should have just done what works for her, create a brand, and then world domination or being a global pop star, it happens not organically, but the globe must react to your music. What do I mean by that? It means, which example can I use? It means, like, for example, okay, I'm older. I don't want to use Beyonce as an example. I use someone like Sade, right? Sade, Sade is a global artist. She didn't have to go create a a a sound to appeal to other people. They were a band and they created songs that the world reacted to. Fela Kuti, same thing. Who else? Burna Boy. Burna Boy didn't have to now like create a melting pot of sounds that will attract people from other countries. He did what he's good at, and then obviously the elements of R&B or whatever. But when a Burna Boy song comes on, okay, that's Burna Boy. With Tyla and trying to, Tyla could have just done a dance album. I feel. Let me just go there. I think she should have just done dance album. Remember the Rihanna era with Loud? She should have just done that. She would be doing so much better. She could have done the Kelly Rowland album where Kelly Rowland was doing dance album when she was in the UK. She could have done something like that. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel. And without going to Beyonce, I feel Beyonce obviously, like, she does things like how I would do if I was a musician. I like themes. Like, I like, if my album this year is dance, I'm gonna throw everything that is dance into it, and I'm gonna maximize dance. I feel like that's what Tyla should have done, particularly with her sound. Whatever worked in her first album, maximize on that. For example, Water. That's a Tyla sound. That's an A-pop, and she should have done something similar but maximize it. You have a formula and then you expand on it, not always trying to do something new, because you don't have the foundation to now start changing, switching things up. You don't have a following. For you to get a following, you first have to cement your sound. People first have to know, okay, this is so and so. With Beyonce, for a very long time, she was just R&B, R&B, R&B. Even in Destiny's Child, I followed Destiny's Child for so long. They're purely R&B, and then a pop song here, and a classic there, and then the whole hip hop R&B sound. That's always been Beyonce, and you will always get that in all of her albums, even Renaissance, even what's this? The Cowboy Carter. Do you know what I mean? So how would I rate A-pop? I would rate it 6 out of 10. I would personally rate it 6 out of 10. And also, probably because I'm probably just old school, I'm not young, maybe younger people appreciate it. I know she's getting positive reviews, especially from us South Africans, and I support her as well. And I'm just talking from a musical point of view. Of course, I'm not qualified to give any formal critique, but just as a person who listens to music, I feel that yeah, everything I've said is just my opinion and what I think, and I hope going forward she would try to do that if there's still an opportunity for her to grow. Yeah, I think it's one of the examples for anyone in the world. Like, I mean, all of us when we're growing up, we wanted to be famous musicians, but without realizing the business side of it. So it's the business side of things that actually cements people. So if you think or if you feel like you just want to be famous and sing and go all over the world, you will get exactly that. But how do you create sustaining power? How do you create a brand that's going to stick, that is appreciated globally? That's my thing. Yeah. So that's my piece. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Congratulations to Tyler on her A-pop album. Bye.